Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Tina Haupert. I am the woman behind the Carrots and Cake brand, and Carrots and Cake is all about having your carrots and cake too. And on this channel, you are going to hear me talk about healthy living, everything from nutrition and fitness to hormones and mineral balance and perimenopause and fat loss and everything in between. So today I'm actually going to talk about something a little bit different, but definitely related to wellness and healthy living, which is mindset. Mindset around the post-holiday blues. And I don't know if you've ever felt this before. I absolutely have. I've lived in the Northeast my whole life, so I have quote unquote suffered through a lot of winters, a lot of snow, a lot of cold weather and dark days. But anyways, if you're somebody who has gone through the excitement of the holidays at the end of the year, you go from Halloween to Thanksgiving to Christmas to New Year's, there's always something to look forward to. But then I think when New Year's comes and goes, you kind of get into that post-holiday blues type feeling where it's dark and cold, you don't want to go outside, you're not super motivated to exercise, like you just want to eat mac and cheese all day. I have been there, I get that. And I think this time of year after the holidays is really all about creating your own happiness. And I know that sounds like kind of cheesy and a little bit goofy, but I do think a lot of times we're a little hard on ourselves as far as what to expect and expectations. And I really do think it comes down to us creating something to look forward to, some sort of happiness in your everyday life and being as present as possible. Because sure, January, it's a long, cold month. I can't wait for vacations in summer and all that, but I need to get from January to the spring. When it gets warmer. So I want to share some tips and tricks and maybe some mindset hacks as far as creating your own happiness. Living in this part of the country where winters are long and snowy and cold, I've learned a few things about how to get through these days because I'm not somebody that just naturally loves cold weather. And I think snow is mostly annoying. It's pretty to look at, but it's mostly annoying as far as like cleaning off your car, shoveling your driveway. So many things to say about winter. But anyways, hear me out as far as some of these ideas go. So the first tip I have for you is to create something to look forward to. And I think there could be a whole gamut of things you do in this category. I think like the perfect case scenario would be going on like a tropical vacation to some warm island where you can drink cocktails on the beach and swim in the ocean. And I mean, that would be amazing. I just don't think it's feasible for all of us. But I do think, you could plan a mini vacation, like a weekend away, or even an overnight somewhere, like a staycation. So our family, we have an 8-year-old, we live pretty close to Boston. Booking an overnight at one of the nice hotels in Boston that have an indoor pool and maybe like a nice restaurant or something, that could be a nice way for us to get away, but it's not a big, crazy, expensive vacation. It's just something nice to look forward to, and the whole family will look forward to that. I just feel like it kind of breaks up the long, cold, dark days of winter. And then even on a smaller scale, you could plan theme nights with your family. So for us, we'll have pizza night or taco night or movie nights. We were talking about having like a Goonies night where we play the Goonies and we have, certain foods and outfits that go along with like the 80s and Baby Ruth bars and everything like that. But just little things like that. I know it sounds a little bit goofy, but if you have like the right friends or family members that really get into this type of stuff, or if you get into this type of stuff, it can be a really fun way to plan a small event and have just something to look forward to. So this is me getting into the cheesy, goofy part of these ideas, but I think that's what it's all about, especially when you're trying to get through those long, dark days of the winter. Okay, so the next tip relates to health and wellness, but making that extra commitment in January. And obviously this is a time where everybody is looking to lose weight, get healthy. A lot of people do dry January where they give up alcohol for the month. And I think some of these things can really create a nice tone for the start of the year as far as just feeling your best. So I think this is like a really good way to kick off the new year, committing to a workout routine, trying to eat healthier, meal prepping, give a little shout out for my macro cookbook, lots of meal prep and easy ideas in there. And you can try out macros if you're interested in macros. But I think this is just a really great way to start off just feeling your best, giving up the alcohol, giving up the extra treats and stuff. And it's also a good time of year to do this because other people have that same mindset. I mean, I think about our friends, a lot of them give up alcohol for January. So it's not like we'd be the only ones not drinking alcohol. So you have that solidarity, you have some support, some accountability. And like I said, you just go into the year feeling really, really good. So just making that extra commitment to nutrition, fitness, sleep, all the good things. When you're committed to a healthy lifestyle, I really think that helps as far as how you feel mentally and your mental health. So like oftentimes you'll have less anxiety, you'll feel a lot more motivated, you'll have more energy, you won't be as moody, you're not as dehydrated. I just think when you are committed to that healthy lifestyle, mentally, you just feel so much better. And I think that can help as far as just dealing with those post-holiday blues. I just wanted to share a quick story because I used to be that girl that would get myself through the winter by drinking ridiculous amounts of wine. And yes, in the moment, wine makes you feel really good. It's very relaxing and you have a good buzz and I don't know. It's just, wine can make you feel really good. I'm not poo-pooing wine, but sometimes there's too much of a good thing. And I started to notice when I was drinking wine on the regular, my anxiety was worse, my sleep was worse. I was waking up in the middle of the night, tossing and turning. I would make bad decisions when I was having a lot of drinks at night. Like I would be eating all the chips in the house and I don't know, just junky processed foods that just weren't the best. And then I'd wake up in the morning, be super dehydrated and not motivated to work out or not motivated to eat healthy. And I was craving more junk food. So removing the alcohol made such a big difference for my overall health, definitely my mood, my mindset, my motivation, my anxiety, but also my overall health. I mean, if fat loss is your goal, removing alcohol can make a huge difference as far as blood sugar balance, cravings, energy, motivation, all the things I just mentioned. But just wanted to point that out because I do think sometimes these dark days can just lead us to drinking because it's almost like, what else are you going to do? I'm just at home sitting by the fire. Let's have a drink. And not to say that like a drink or two isn't enjoyable and something that you can have from time to time. I just think it's all about moderation. And I can tell you in my past, I was not moderate with it. And I think I maybe abused alcohol a little too much, but just wanted to point out how much it affected my energy levels, my mood, my anxiety. And if you're somebody who's struggling this time of year, I would say take a look at that alcohol consumption. It might surprise you as far as cutting back or removing it altogether. Next up is trying something new. And again, hear me out. Maybe I'm just into learning new things and new hobbies and all of that, but this type of stuff gets me excited. It gives me something to look forward to. So last winter, we got into rock climbing as a family. My son was kind of into it, so we went, and my husband and I ended up loving it. We went rock climbing a ton during the winter, indoor rock climbing, but it was so fun, and it was a fun skill to learn as the whole family, but we looked forward to it. It was something we could do every weekend, when we were together. I mean, other hobbies, you could learn to knit or sew or bake bread or how to use your Instant Pot, those little things like that. But I think there's so much information, here on YouTube, like you can get into whatever you want. I mean, one of my girlfriends took a pottery class and now she has a kiln like in her house because she likes pottery so much. So it could be anything. I mean, last winter or maybe the winter before, I took a dance class. Just trying something new. It was like a hip hop, like fitness dance class. But again, it was something to look forward to. I got to meet some new people. It got me out of the house. So as far as how to make this happen, I think searching YouTube for topics, there's endless tutorials and ways to start new hobbies, looking to community ed classes, looking at your local high school for night classes or adult education. There's online classes. I mean, it's endless as far as trying something new and adding a new hobby or activity to your life. And of course, you can always reach out to friends or family members, your kids, see what they're into, and yeah, do it together. I think that's a great way to have something to look forward to and build in that, everyday happiness that we're all looking forward to. Okay, the next idea isn't necessarily mindset related. It's more physical. And this is where I think the cheesiness really comes out as far as my personality goes. So the winter, I hate being cold. I am not a cold weather person. I just have lived here my whole life and I will never move because my family and friends are here, but I'll probably complain about it for the rest of my life. But anyways, I'm a big fan of being warm. So in the winter, I have a lot of creature comforts, as my husband would call them. So I have a weighted blanket, I have fuzzy slippers and fuzzy socks and fleece pajamas and a diffuser in our room. I also have this almost like a heat pack almost that I'll heat up in the microwave and put on my neck and on my feet and things like that. I'm just all about being super cozy in the winter. So anything like that where you could add that to your routine. If you have a fireplace, you could always build a fire to be nice and cozy and toasty. I don't know. I'm just a big fan of being comfortable when it's really gross and snowy and cold outside. So just something to think about because yeah, it can be long and miserable if you're not comfortable. So that's something where I will absolutely spend my money as far as getting the coziest pajamas and the softest blanket and, all those little things that can just make you comfy and cozy in those long winter days. And I really do think it helps boost your mood because you just feel better. I mean, being nice and warm and toasty, it's just the best feeling. And finally, the last thing that has helped me over the years as far as getting through these post-holiday blues is getting my butt outside. And as somebody who doesn't like the cold, this was really hard for me. It was really hard for me to make this happen on a regular basis, but I have a dog. He needs to go for 2 walks a day. So I make sure I bundle up and take him for walks. But getting outside first thing in the morning, getting that sunlight first thing in the morning, literally having that sunlight hit the retina on your eyes can be really helpful as far as setting your circadian rhythm, having you feel better, more balanced. It can be helpful as far as falling asleep at night, waking up more rested in the morning. But getting outside is huge. I mean, you're getting fresh air, you're around nature, you're getting some movement. I mean, like I said, I take the dog for a walk in the morning. I also wait outside for the bus with my son. But sometimes I'll just drink my iced coffee outside. I mean, yes, I do bundle up. I have a very nice winter coat now. I splurged on that. My hat, my gloves, and it makes such a difference just as a way to start your day and just forcing yourself to do more things outside. It's initially cold, but I think the more you do it, the more you get used to it. If you have the right gear as far as a coat and boots and gloves and all that stuff, it can make such a big difference. But when you're having one of those blah days, you don't know what to do, just get outside, breathe that fresh air, enjoy any sunlight that there is, and just get moving outside. It feels good sometimes to be around that fresh air. All right, guys, that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed these quick tips and tricks and try them out yourself. I know some of them sound like a little silly, but that's what you need to do. You just need to embrace it and create your own joy every single day. I also think just being present in the moment with family and friends can just make you feel so good instead of worrying about what's happening in the future or the past. But I hope this really helps as far as your overall mental health goes. And of course, just a quick shout out for talk therapy and therapy in general. It can make all the difference as far as your mood goes, your outlook on life. So if you are somebody who's struggling, I would definitely seek out a therapist. I started therapy almost 3 years ago, and I can honestly say I am a different person nowadays. And I think if you had asked me to make this video 3+ years ago before I started therapy, I wouldn't have the same things to say. So I really do think it's all about making your own happiness, looking forward to something and then doing your best to take care of your health and just being your healthiest self when you can. I hope you enjoyed these tips and tricks for dealing with the post-holiday blues. I mean, these are things that help me personally, but I would love to hear what helps you. If you're somebody in a similar situation, you live somewhere cold, the winters are long, you get through the holiday season and then you're like, what's next? Share what you do or what helps you get through those times. It would help me a ton, and I'm sure it would help the other people who are subscribed to my channel as well. So if you like this video, I would love for you to take a minute to like it and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. And I will see you guys on the next video.